I bought the worst Powerbook G3. Now, yes, there might be even worse examples out there, but you can, I think, agree that this definitely has seen better days. It's very rough around the edges, and I only paid €9 for it. And the problem is, always, when you spend a very cheap amount of money for something, there's the possibility that to sort it out or fix it, you're gonna spend way more than you initially wanted. And it already happened on this. As I said, I paid €9 for the machine, but what I didn't know is that I kind of forgot that we're dealing with this company here, Apple, and they had to make a different power supply for Powerbook G3s than Powerbook G4s. So yes, I do have a ton of iBook G4 power supplies and Powerbook G4 power supplies. I think I have in total 5 of them, but I do not have a Powerbook G3 power supply. Yeah, so that's that. So I already purchased this power supply for more than this machine I paid. So, yeah, maybe I'm stupid sometimes, but I think I paid €15 for this. Oh god. So here's this fucking connector there. There you go. That's what it needs. It's kind of thicker than the G4 models, but now I have it. Now, do we all know if it's going to be worth it yet? No, because I have no idea if it boots. I took this risky deal here because it was so cheap, and because on the photo this guy took, on the ad, it didn't look that bad, but when you actually flip it up, this happens. And there's this one thing that concerns me very, very much, and that is when you flip it over. There, I mean, this seriously can't be good. This is broken. Looks like it might have been dropped at one point because it's like cracked here and it goes kind of here. And this door doesn't close perfectly here, as you can see. So maybe it's not showing a signal to the monitor. And again, I didn't know that because the guy was only photographing it from like from the front, like so. And when you see a photo of a Powerbook G3 like this, and the description says he cannot test it because he doesn't have a power supply, well then you assume that the monitor doesn't break down when you're not careful enough. But when it actually arrived, it was like this. So I really don't want to stress this too much because it has been through a lot already, and I hope that this part of this screen kind of holds the more important things. I don't know, but probably this isn't gonna show a signal at all. Probably it's not doing jack shit, but we don't know that yet. But we're not gonna go that far and test it yet. No. Some excitement here, some suspense building. Here we have a CD drive, no DVD drive in '99. I think that's when this was released. On the back, the stupid power supply with this round thingy. Audio in and out. When you flip this down, that's kind of cool. They kept that in the G4 titanium models, the predecessor to the aluminum models. Here we have, that's what I think is a keyboard for Apple Desktop Bus. Keyboard and mouse. I'm not sure though. Printer. LAN. They had LAN. That's pretty nice. Gotta be honest here. Don't really know what that is. S-video out. Pretty fancy too. And that is, I do think, a VGA. That is kind of my hope. If the monitor doesn't work, then I can hook it up to a different external monitor and then it will show me a signal. I hope that it does. I hope that it's even a VGA, but most definitely is because this is this VGA symbol, if I'm not completely wrong. So, yeah, maybe a little light at the end of the tunnel. That, of course, if it ever boots up. Here we have an expansion card slot, and if you flip up this door, they really had it with these doors. there is a dial-up modem, which is of course useless, but it's kind of in this fancy door. Boom. And here's the battery, which is of course dead. And when you flip it up, you see these nasty scratches. Like these nasty scratches are all over this machine, but these are really bad. Like this is aluminium, I think, and this is like totally, the paint is coming off. So yeah, and here we have the specifications. And this is so thick that it can actually stand on its side. Kind of cool feature from these old laptops. Here we go. I hope you can even see it. Oh, it's terrible lighting, I know. A Macintosh Powerbook G3 series, 233 megahertz G3 processor, 32 megabytes of RAM, and a 4 megabyte video card. CD drive and modem. That was kind of fancy back then. Modem. Oh my god, modem. And what is also fancy is that this kind of top part here is also aluminium, but this is plastic, and this is aluminium in the middle. It's kind of weird. Never seen that before in any laptop. That's kind of mostly it's either plastic or aluminium, but both. Never seen that yet. And we have this fancy hinge, which, if this would have been in better condition, would have been built very tough and rough, because you don't have to be extra careful. This is just this spring holding it down, and this is not like with these PowerBook and MacBook Pro hinges that sometimes break on you because it's this tiny little mechanism in there. This is just a simple click mechanism that holds it down when you need it, and that opens it up when you need it. But again, I have to be careful that it's not breaking on me here. Now, of course, this is very dirty. I didn't bother cleaning it yet. I know that's very bad, but yeah, I didn't have time yet. The trackpad is very worn, although the mouse still, feels nice, and the keyboard feels also still very nice, not very worn. But in fact, this machine is very worn. It has not been taken care of, and that's why it sold for €9. So, guys, now we're gonna do it. Now we're gonna hook it up to this Chinese power supply I bought. Then hope it doesn't blow up. And then we're gonna press the power button and see if it does anything. And maybe, with a miracle, it's gonna show the screen. Don't really think that though. Okay, got it hooked up to the power. Now it's connected to the PowerBook to have power to the PowerBook. Ha 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 ha. Okay, power supply is turned on. It doesn't show any indicator like they do in the newer MacBooks and PowerBooks. So here we go. Moment of truth. Nah, this doesn't look too good. Oh boy. Oh no, that doesn't look good at all. Okay, first try, very, very unsuccessful. I'm gonna say, what did I expect? Doesn't look all too good. Does not look good at all for this thing to ever come back alive again, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna take it apart and see what's inside of this. Get rid of that battery. Hopefully it hasn't expanded or so that it's not getting out. And unfortunately, my knowledge is zero when it comes to these machines. I am very familiar with G4 PowerBooks and iBooks and stuff, but not with PowerBook G3s. They're a whole different league, and yeah, but I will figure it out. So let me get a guide and see what I can do. So I think the previous owner was Michael Douglas, because it's a PowerBook G3 Wall Street. Ha ha ha. Now here's a little proof that this really might be the worst PowerBook G3. I wanted to press the charge button for the battery, but it just fell inside of it. So yeah, But I'm going to show you some nice engineering. When you pull this lever, like so, this lever will kind of give the battery free. So that's the wait a minute, what the hell? There is no battery in there. It definitely says it here. There you go. But there is no battery in it. And these cables are ripped out. Oh my god, who did that? I mean, oh my god. Holy. So, yeah. Where's Powerbook G3? Here you go. Holy crap. Now, I wanted to show you this really quick. This is a CD-ROM drive from, I think, the 90s. And it says 1998 copyright. And look how freaking sturdy this thing is. I mean, you don't see that, like, at all. This is, here, all metal. Even this is metal, and here is plastic, of course. But, OMG, and you can look at yourself in there. Hi. And, holy god, this is some real hardware. This feels like, this really feels like a piece of hardware. It's not like flimsy and crappy like modern optical drive. This, holy crap, I'm so impressed by this build quality. I bet with you that this thing still works fine. Want to see a 2.5 inch 2 GB hard drive? Well, here you go. It's a disk drive. Some unreadable languages for me here, and yeah, this company, Toshiba, there you go. The Toshiba disk drive. Like the old Toshiba logo there, kind of retro. So yeah, I'm so far. Wasn't hard to get inside of here, unless newer computers of them. And here again we have Wall Street. I mean, why were they so obsessed with the Wall Street? Did they buy some shares or what when they designed that? I don't know. So I'm now gonna remove this piece here and see what cruel things hide under here. You will not believe this, but I just took the processor out, and this was like the easiest task I've ever done when it comes to processor working. So here it is. That's the chip. And here was some RAM. I suppose there's more RAM here, and I think that's also RAM. I mean, it very much looks like RAM, and it can be taken out of this bracket. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. And I think that's the chip. That's a G3 here. Don't know what that is. This is like passively cooled. I'm just seeing it right now. There is no fan in this thing at all. At least I didn't see one yet. But this is cooled by air. There's just this metal thing cooling it down. There's a little heatsink thingy in it. There you go. That's the heatsink. That's all it takes to cool an old 233 megahertz G3. And if you want to upgrade the machine, just go on eBay and you know, buy a faster processor. You slide it in and you have the upgrade. That's a really interesting computer. A shame that it doesn't work. Okay, guys. Very bad news. Here is this thing. I fished it out, as you just saw. Was laying in there, not even connected. Probably got loose by all of this jiggling here. And this is, of course, the display connector. There you go, this display data cable. So as you can see, this is busted. There's no way this is gonna get fixed. I don't have that skills. I don't even know if it's possible. You probably would need to replace it. Now since this thing doesn't even start, I need to kind of get here where this massacre thing happened here with the power input, and maybe see And I'm praying for that. See if only something's loose. And hope that it's not crushed or any kind of not repairable. It because it doesn't really look like that I can get a part for this other than buying another one as a parts machine. And yeah, so let's see. I'm currently working, by the way, on getting the display off, and as you can see here is like totally ruined. This is cracked very bad. I think that was like sitting in here before, but this is really badly cracked. So I'm supposing this fell. So yeah, that's what happened probably. Okay, just removed the display, and as you can see, here's the intact hinge, and here is the broken hinge. And it kind of shocked me how what a little piece of metal this heavy display is holding. It's very tightly locked by these two screws. There's a lot of strength. How do you say that? I don't know. Put here, and maybe that cracked like when you open it with too much force or so. So yeah, there you go. Screen is loose. Was pretty easy. Unfortunately, it's probably useless. Okay, after all this hassle, we still have no good view to the damage zone here, so I will proceed with taking apart the upper case, as they call it, and it's supposed to be difficult. Well, until now it was pretty moderate. Everything was pretty straightforward, especially that processor part. That still amazes me. I mean, that's so simple. Oh my god. So, yeah, I will do that. And another proof on in what bad state it is. One more thing here. This button cracked and broke. So yeah, it's right here now. I mean, it still works when you put it in, but it's another piece that broke in this thing, and I'm thinking it's not the last. So a couple of days later, so how's the situation with the worst Powerbook G3? It's bad. So here it is, back assembled, and it does not want to come back. I tried everything I could find on the internet. I put out the PRAM battery because somebody said that when you unplug that, because it's completely flat, probably it will boot, but no. It just doesn't want to do anything at all. And that's a shame. So, oh god. So here it is, not slaughtered anymore, not a little back together. I will not put the keyboard back in because it's a little pain with these things here. Yeah, I will put it away here, and yeah, I think that's the end of it. There's really not a lot more to show you. I showed you the inside of it at least, but it's not functional, and I don't know what's wrong. So if you have any suggestions, I really doubted that somebody can tell me how to fix this or what could be wrong. But it could be so much. It could be the logic board, it could be like the power outlet plug-in thingy, I don't know how to say that circuit board there. Yeah, or it could be just a simple thing like the power button or something, but I don't know. It's probably not worth it anyway, and I will not put this up for sale. I paid €9 for it, and I doubt anyone's gonna want that in Austria, so yeah, I'll put it away. So that's what happens when you gamble. In 9 out of 10 times it probably was worth it, but in this one time it can probably fail and cost you even more and more money. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I can't really tell you what could cost me that to fix it, but yeah, it's a shame. Always wanted one of these things actually, It is a Wall Street also, so it's the first one. I figured out that much. But yeah, that's life. That's what happens when you gamble. And yeah, I mean, I've done it multiple times before, and it always kind of worked out, except maybe that Powerbook G4 I got for free. But hey, I got it for free, so I don't complain. So, worst Powerbook G3. It's kind of sad to see it lay down like that, but that's probably it. A shame. I think I forgot to put that in first. Or, well, it's in. There you go. Well, anyway, I wouldn't call this wasted time or so, because I always like exploring computers and how they look and working on them. So even though I didn't get this to work and it sucks that it doesn't work, it's at least I could get the ability to work on a old Apple laptop. They weren't that stupid to work on back then. The G4 PowerBooks are way worse, so that's that. Here is its optical drive, and here's its keyboard. This is surprisingly easy. The battery case, I put the crap that was in there out, like the wires and the left stuff. So at least, I mean, this is just for cosmetical. Do you say that? Cosmetic? Oh, why does not? What? Is that the wrong side? No, here you go. So, there it is. Those are the left screws. So I will put it in the closet, and maybe one day we'll see it again, but probably not. But that's happens. That's happens. That's good English, yes.